Hi everybody, Cheryl Knowlton coming at you with this week's book report. This week's book of the week is this wonderful little book called Make It Happen, The 11 Practices of Peak Performers by my friend and colleague, Michelle McCulough. Specifically, I want to talk to you about her SMARTY goals because I loved this so much. In 1981, a gentleman by the name of George Doran came up with the SMART goal concept, which you've probably heard of, but just as a review, in case you don't remember what the acronym SMART stands for, let's talk about them briefly. S is for specific. Your goal needs to be specific. I can't just say, this year I want to lose weight. Well, we have to be very specific. This year I want to lose 15 pounds. Your goal needs to be just as very specific because you can't wrap your mind around, your brain can't wrap itself around a nebulous goal. So number one, S is for specific. M is for measurable. Everything is so much more powerful in our lives when we assign a deadline to it. A goal is a dream with a deadline. So you've got to assign a deadline. I will have lost 15 pounds by my birthday. Make sure that it's measurable so that you can hold yourself accountable to that date. Yes, it becomes scary at that point, but that's what gives it the power. A is for attainable. It needs to be something you can actually achieve. I can't say, gosh, I think this year I want to become the CEO of Apple. I don't work for Apple and I've never worked for Apple and I don't necessarily have the skill set that the board of directors would be looking for a publicly traded company, tech company. The fact that I own one does not make that an attainable goal for me. So make sure that your goal is something you actually realistically can achieve. Yes, you want it to stretch you, but it does also need to be possible. Going right along with that, R is for realistic. It needs to be attainable and it needs to be realistic, which last of all leads us to T for timely. It needs to be something I can't say I want to lose 15 pounds by 5 years from yesterday. That's way too far away and it doesn't give me the excitement, the incentive to make it happen. It needs to be a long enough period of time that it's realistic. If I said I wanted to lose 15 pounds by tomorrow, I would need to sever a limb in order to make that happen, which is not a recommended long-term activity. So it's got to be timely, not too long, not too short. The Goldilocks principle, it needs to be just right. Last of all, I love what Michelle does, taking George Doran's concept of a SMART goal. She adds the letter Y to make it a SMARTY goal. What in the world is a SMARTY goal? It is adding your why. So essential that I talk about this so very much in my book, Burn the Hamster Wheel. You have to, as Simon Sinek talks about in his book and his amazing TED Talk of the same title, Start with Why. You need to know why it is you're doing all of this. There will never come a time in your life where you are going to want to eat carrots rather than chocolate cake. That is not going to happen. And that's the biggest problem. We think that something is magically going to happen. Tinkerbell is going to sprinkle us with pixie dust and we're going to suddenly want to change all of our habits and do everything right. You are never, ever going to want to do the right thing, especially in the moments of decision when it's hard. You have to tap in to your why do you want this? Why do I want to lose 15 pounds? Well, because it's going to be less hard on my joints. I'm going to look amazing in my clothes. All those boxes of clothes in my closet, I'll be able to pull them out and actually wear them. I'm going to look great. I'm going to feel great. It's going to be easier for me to run. When I tap into the why behind the goal, it gives it power. So I love Michelle so much as a person and as an author, speaker, coach. She is phenomenal. And I love that she introduced me to the concept of SMARTY goals. Check out this book, Make It Happen by Michelle McCulough. You'll love it.